So I have the Openssl utility opened as an administrator on my system. And for your reference, I have written a article which explains everything about the steps and the commands that you can use to generate the certificate signing request with the extensions. And I've given the command for generating the self-signed certificate with extensions, as well as the command to sign the certificate signing request with your internal certificate authority certificate with the extension. The catch here is whenever you're signing the CSR with the extensions, by default, the process will remove the extensions. So you will have to manually add the extensions while signing the certificate signing request. So we'll show that in some time. So this is the article. I will give you the link in the description for you to copy paste the command and to try it out in your network. Well, let me just open the command prompt. Okay, so I have the OpenSSL. You can cd to the directory where the openssl.exe is, and then you can execute the command. So first of all, we'll go through the process of creating a self-signed certificate with the extensions. For example, in my case, I have taken the example of a basic constraint. CA is equal to false, because the certificate I'm going to generate would be specifically for the server authentication or the service authentication. This is not the certificate for, this is not the CA certificate. So I'll keep the CA equals to false, which is a basic constraint. And then the second extension that I have added here is the subject alternate name. Let me just edit the subject alternate name. So I've given the DNS name as sumit.test.com and the IP address as 10.10.10.10. Okay, this is one of the extensions apart from the basic constraint, which is CA equals to false. And the other extensions that I'm going to add would be the key usage. As you can see here, the key usage is specifically for the digital signature, key encipherment, and key cert sign. And then there's one more extension that I've added, which is the extended key usage. And it is specifically for server authentication. I have not given the client auth. So this certificate is only going to be used for the server authentication. So I have altogether, I guess, 4 extensions. One is the key usage. Another one is the extended key usage, and then the basic constraint, which is CA equals to false, and then the subject alternate name. All right, let's try to rename our certificate. This is, by the way, the self-signed certificate with the extensions. Okay, so the certificate name is youtube.pem, or you can do it as CRT as well, so that I can open it in the Windows Explorer. If you want the certificate in PEM format, then you can convert the CRT to .pem, the extension, and then be you should be able to use that accordingly on your devices. Some of the devices only accepts the .pem extension, so you can change the extension and upload the certificate. Okay, just name the key as YouTube key. And then the cert name as YouTube dot. Okay, by mistake I've given CRT here. Okay. And the certificate name is youtube.crt, and the key associated with that certificate would be the YouTube key. Okay, let's try to generate the certificate with all the informations. Now that you will have to fill all the informations. I'll give the common name as sumit.test.com. Okay, that's all. So now we have the certificate already generated. So we'll try to look for the parameters that we have added, which are the extensions. And you can use the Openssl utility as well to view the certificate extensions that we have added just now. So you can see the certificate on screen. So this is the certificate information. And if you go a little towards the end of the certificate information, you will see that we already have the key usage extension. You can see here, digital signature, key encipherment, certificate sign, and then extended key usage, server authentication, and then the basic constraint, critical CA equals to false. And the last one, which is our subject alternate name, SAN, which is our DNS name, sumit.test.com, and then the IP address 10.10.10.10. So this was about generating the self-signed certificate with all the extensions. I'll show you the certificate as well. So you can view the extensions here as well. You can see here, basic constraint, subject type and you can see here, this is for the server usage, not the CA usage. So for that, you will see the subject type as n entity, and then the subject alternate name here, which is our DNS name, and then the IP address. You can access the services using the IP address as well as using the host name or the domain. Key usage, you can see here, digital signature, key encipherment, certificate signing, and then the extended key usage, server authentication. So let's move on to the certificate signing request, and then adding and then signing that CSR using our internal CA, and then retaining the extension. I've added the same extensions like the one that we used in the self-signed certificate. I'll rename the keys and the certificate signing request. So I've given the name as YouTube1key.key. The key length is 2048-bit. And then the certificate signing request, I'll name it as YouTube1. All right, so we are done. So you can find the same command in my article that I'll be sharing in the description. So you can refer to this command and then generate the CSR with the required extension. So now that we have the command in place, let's try to execute this command and let's try to generate the certificate signing request. Okay, key is generated. Now let's try to fill in the details. Now let's try to use the same what we have given in the subject alternate name. Okay, I guess I didn't change the subject alternate name. Let's try to change it. Okay, so now we have the CSR generated. So this is the CSR we just generated. Let's try to sign it and create the signed certificate. By the way, this is my internal CA cert. This is my key for the certificate authority. First of all, I'll show you the issue when I try to sign the certificate where the certificate signing request is already having the extension. Okay, so this is the command to sign the certificate. I'll show you the issue when you directly sign the certificate using your CA cert and the key. Let's try to open the certificate. As you can see here, I am no longer having the extensions that I was having in the CSR. But you can see the information about the issuer. So this is a signed certificate. Let me show you the visuals as well. So you can see here, this is issued by cisco.com to sumit.test.com. And inside the details, we don't have the extensions. Well, to solve this issue, you will have to have the extensions applied while signing the certificate. And I'll show you the method to apply the extensions while signing the certificate as well. So in the article that I've given in the description, the link, if you open up, you will see a file which is openssl.cnf, which is a config file which contains the extension information explicitly. So you can see here I've defined basic constraint CA equals to false, key usage, digital signature, key encipherment, extended key usage, server authentication, client auth, and then the subject alternate name as dgsign_clean.cisco.com. This is just for the reference. You can edit this as per your requirement. Let me try to edit that. Okay, we have saved the configuration, have done some changes here, like the subject alternate name, DNS have changed, IP have changed. So let's try to use this to sign the CSR with all the extension that we have defined here. This is the command to sign the certificate with all the extensions. I've given the name as YouTube test.crt. Okay, so I have already signed the certificate. Let's try to open the certificate and see if we have the extensions or not. You can clearly see here that I have the extensions that I have defined in the file, which was named as openssl.cnf. You can see here, this is the subject alternate name, DNSI and the IP address, extended key usage and basic constraint, which is CA equals to false. Let me open the certificate in Window Explorer as well. So you can see here, certificate is signed by cisco.com. And then if you go to the details, you will see the extensions as well. You can see here, this is the subject alternate name. This is the key usage. This is the extended key usage, basic constraint. So this is the step that you will have to follow so that you can add the extensions to the certificate signing request while signing with the help of the config file that we have just created. So that was all about how you can generate the self-signed certificate with the extensions, and then how to retain the extension or how to add the extensions while signing the certificate signing request. So if you have any questions, any query, you can leave them in the comment section. And at last, I would request you to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if this tutorial was helpful for you, and stay safe.